Hi guys, and welcome to this episode. I am Lauren Lewis.
And I'm Raman Al-Khabati, and we are your co-hosts for the Life Unfiltered podcast.
Today we are very excited to have Athens senior Xandy Clum here today. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
We're good. We're so excited to have you on today. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, like I said, or like you said, my name is Xandy. I'm a senior. I'm 18 years old, and yeah, I'm a part of a couple of clubs, but my life outside of school is pretty busy, so I don't really get to them that much.
Busy, right? We got it.
Yeah, but I work a lot. I have a pet cat.
Aww.
Yeah, her name is Stormy.
Oh, so cute. How cute.
I love it. I love it so much.
Now, I know you just said that you're busy outside of school, and I mean, aren't we all? That is so real. Now, how do you balance it, right? Like, how do you balance work and school and friendships, social, everything? How do you balance it? How do you make it all work?
That's a great question. It's really hard to balance sometimes. I find myself at work a lot, and like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, my social life kind of ties into my work life.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I find myself, like, my algorithm on TikTok, I was just today before here, I was, like, getting a ton of videos about, like, the restaurant industry, the service.
Oh, my
so it's, like, I feel like it's, like, really hard to balance that way. But,
And you are a server.
I am.
Yes,
yeah.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yes.
That's a lot of work.
It is a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Now, like, how do you, so, like, if you have a shift after school and, like, you have to study and then, like, you have plans and then, like, you have plans, you know, like, how do you do it all? How?
Usually I don't have plans. I usually just have to study.
Right?
I usually just have to study
Yeah.
after school. I try my best. Sometimes I'll study before work because my shifts usually start at 4. So that gives me a little bit of time, and I'm in co-op. I don't know if you guys know it. That you guys know.
Do you want to
Yeah.
tell us? Do you want to tell us a
Yeah.
bit more about that?
Yeah, go ahead, tell us what co-op
Okay.
is.
Also, this is for the audience too. If you're ever thinking about taking co-op, it's a great class. Mr. Versalino teaches it. He's a great teacher. But pretty much, for me, it's just my 6th hour. But you leave early, and then it depends on how you get scheduled at your job. But
Yeah.
you leave early, and then you have to work 10 hours minimum each week in order to take the class. Your grades have to be up. And yeah, it's pretty much you work for a class.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
like really great
Oh,
if
wow.
a lot of your life
cool.
outside of school is consumed by work.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
really, really cool. Do you want to tell us about, like, are there assignments in the class, finals? How do you manage that? Or is it just work?
It's literally just work. You have
wow.
you have a weekly timesheet, and it's due every Wednesday. You have to get your employer signature. You have to log the dates that you worked, the hours at the end.
Yeah.
If you couldn't work a date, couldn't make it up to the 10 hours, then you just you write that down in the notes column down below. But other than that, it's really great. Like, I don't think there's any finals. What would there be finals for?
Right.
I work 10 hours
Yeah.
every week.
What kind of ranch do you use?
Right.
Like, I don't know.
How much did this table tip you?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but Mr. Versalino, he goes into your job like a few times each semester, I believe, to make sure
that you're doing good.
Yeah, that you're doing great. Yeah.
I actually did not know about that, so this is definitely helpful to any future
Yeah.
juniors or seniors that people or anyone who wants a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any requirements to joining the class? Do you want to tell the audience a bit more about that?
I don't know. I was
Other than the 10 hours, obviously.
Right. I don't know much about the requirements. I do know that some people do it like for 5th and 6th hour.
Yeah.
I just do it 6th hour because that's how it worked with my schedule. But yeah, I would definitely talk to your counselor if you're interested in that, and if you work a lot outside of school, because I know like a lot of people work outside of it's either like they work outside of school and like takes up a lot of their time, or they just like do a ton of like school like extracurricular activities. I
Right.
feel like it's like either or.
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
Now, speaking of all of this, it sounds like very, very stressful. I mean, 10 hours a week of work, and then like you have 5 classes to deal with, extracurriculars, all that stuff. It's a lot of stress, and sometimes it can even lead to burnout. How do you manage your mental health or anything when it feels just like too much? Do you ever feel like it's a prolonged stress, or does your stress kind of come and go?
I feel like the stress sometimes, I don't know, it's like all of the above, really.
Yeah,
It's really different. I started my job almost 2 years ago, but I wasn't serving at the time. I was just a hostess,
Yeah.
and then I worked up to serving. But even then, like, I really stretched myself thin. A lot of the times I'm like, I need to make money. I need to, because for me, I'm like, how do I word this? my family, like, we're financially stable, but we're not, like, I don't know.
You can't just spend how you like.
Right. Yeah.
That's
So
understood.
it's, like, rough like that. Like, I have to be mindful and, so I don't even know where I was going with that point. But
Yeah.
I don't even know.
No.
Question.
I think it's very important. It touches up on why a lot of high school students want to have a job.
Yeah.
And a lot of high schoolers work. It's hard. Like,
Yeah.
I had a job for a second. It was too much. It was too much.
Yeah, you were talking
It's
about
hard.
that.
Yeah, it was hard.
Flyables.
Yes, it is hard to keep up. It's hard to manage it all.
So hard
It's
to
so
keep up
hard.
with it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. Do you think that that people ask too much of students these days? Because I think that yes.
Yeah.
Why do you think so?
Oh, putting me on the spot
Right?
here.
Yeah.
Get into it. Get
Go
into
ahead.
it. Don't
No,
be shy.
I don't know. We can give a lot. Like, we're like, people all around the world and, everything. Like, everybody can be smart. Everybody has potential. But, like, Troy specifically, like, it's a great district.
Yeah.
But definitely, I don't know if you guys are, well, you're aware because you're literally in the class
Yes.
with me,
Yes.
but Leaf.
Yes.
I
love Leaf.
Yeah. Are you in the club?
I'm in the club, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So,
Do you want to tell the audience a bit more
wait,
about
can I
Leap?
spill about Leap? I love Leap. So Leap is Athens has a program for kind of like upperclassmen and freshmen, and it's just kind of like a tie-in group, and it's really fun. It's a club after school, and it's also a class at Athens.
Yes.
So upperclassmen tour freshmen, and we do activities too. And yeah, it's just kind of to create morale and to kind of like connect the classes a little.
Yeah.
a
Do you
little
want to
bit.
say a bit more about that, Xandy? Like, what do you have to say about Leap? Do you want to talk about the summer program we kind of do with it?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest. I was working a lot during the summer, so I didn't go to much during the summer. But I did make up for that, like the training classes. But it's a really fun class. Like, it's a really fun class. Mr. Meringue teaches it. Miss Grove, she's also a counselor. She's also a part of the club as well. But like, you guys went to the
Freshman orientation.
Yeah, that was very fun. Well, fun for me, at least.
It was. I know everyone had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Some of the freshmen, they were a little tired, but aren't we all? Right.
Yeah.
Right?
You get used to it.
Exactly.
You get used to it, but you don't get used to
Right.
it. But like, I don't even know. I always lose my point with this stuff, but
No.
that's okay.
You were going on what you feel about Leap and how that ties into the expectations of students.
Yes. And yes. So our is too much expected of students.
Yeah. Okay, that's where I was going. I go on so many side topics.
It's okay.
Anyway, so I was with the kids in the class, and like we had like games to play with them, right? And at the end, like there was a sheet we had to give them, and it was just like kind of like advice for them. It was just random facts, and I told them like,
for sure.
don't feel this is also for you guys too. Don't feel pressured to take like all of these hard classes. And I'm not saying like don't push yourself to your full potential, because that's great and it's great to challenge yourself. But also, like I was going back to it, like Troy, very competitive district. Like there's a lot, like So like me, like I know I'm smart, but it's like I often like feel the pressure sometimes, because like so many of my friends take APs, which is great, great for them because they can handle that workload.
Of course.
It's their type of thing, right? Me, I took A push, which is AP US History. I took that sophomore year, and I decided I would never take an AP again.
Guys,
At least you know. At least you know.
Don't let that discourage you. I feel like A push is one of the harder APs. And
I know.
A push is a very hard
it
AP.
might disappoint you, but definitely APs are a lot, and don't let that discourage you from A push. But yeah, do you want to say more about other than APs?
Yeah, like I was saying, it's great to push yourself, but it's also like I feel like that's like asking a lot. I just like I feel like the stereotypes around that, like people like taking like just like easier classes, they're just regular classes. That doesn't mean like because I don't know, for the longest time I'm in Algebra 2 Part B, and it's kind of like a slower paced math class, right? For the longest time I tore myself down for like getting good grades, because I have I believe I have all A pluses, and then I think I have one B.
Yeah, okay.
Impressive.
All right. It took a while to get there. Yeah. But I tore myself down for so long last year because it was Part A of the class, and I was like I feel so bad for getting these good grades. Like I feel like I'm like making it too easy on myself, and maybe partly I was, because I do like stretch myself so thin. But like at the end of the day, I really had to take a like a step back, take a deep breath, and realize I deserve this A.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like, you know, whether the hard work is just like listening in class, because some kids don't.
Right.
Like, you know, it's still like, it's hard work. So it's like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the pressure is there.
I love that so much because I think it's so easy to compare yourself, you know, when you see so many kids and be like, well, other kids did this and other kids took this class and other kids do this. And it's like, but you're doing what you're doing. And I think it's so important to meet yourself at where you're at and still be proud of yourself.
Yes,
still be proud
it's
of yourself.
very important.
And just because you're not taking APs does not mean you don't deserve that grade, guys. Normal classes can be hard.
They can be. Y'all are tripping me up.
No, because people keep talking about APs at our school, which is great because our school is so amazing and offers so many APs. But that does not mean the normal leveled classes are not any better because they are still classes with you're still learning amazing things, and I think you're doing great, Xandy. Don't tear yourself apart for that.
Stop it. Ramon, you're so sweet.
You're literally
such a
a genius. I feel like that kind of touches up on how burnout kind of, you know, burnout, I feel like we talk about this often because it is such a prevalent, important topic that a bunch of high school students go through. I know a lot of my friends and people around me go through that, and I've gone through it myself. So I feel like it's important to talk about people's different experiences with it. And have you dealt with burnout, and how did you feel it coming? How did you like heal if you did, and like how do you deal with it?
For sure, I have dealt with burnout a few times, more than I should probably admit. I often catch myself like kind of beforehand. I can see when it's coming. Sophomore year I dealt with it a lot. I didn't really work until like the middle of sophomore year, but anyways, I don't know. I just what was I saying? How do I say this? I work a lot, like I said. So sometimes, like, for example, next week, I work 4 days, which is...
Oh, my goodness.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, even taking on a job as a sophomore and staying, like, you know, locked in for junior year and stuff, that's a lot, and I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you,
When you talk about how much you work, and does it happen to where, you know, you tend to fall behind in school and classes?
That's exactly what happens.
And if you do, then how do you handle that, like... that falling behind?
I'm honest with my job. I would like to think that I am a very like responsible worker. I like you know, weren't in my family, you know, like to be on time. I'm very responsible like that. I like to be respectful, right? So it's like, you know, obviously I have my personality and I can be silly. Y'all know. But like at the end of the day, I am at a job and I am being professional. So it's like when I do ask for those days off, when I'm honest with them. I'm like, you guys, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not trying to put you guys in a horrible position, but also I am so burnt out right now. Like, I have so much work I need to catch up on. Like, I need to get out of here early or I need to have this day off. And they give it to me.
Yeah, that's really sweet. So they're understanding.
So when you have to deal with burnout, you try to ask for help. And that's really, really a good and important thing.
Communication, too.
For sure. I feel like not a lot of people talk about needing help and asking for help. And is that like kind of how you start to heal from it, and how do you take that approach? Is that it?
I would say for sure. Sometimes it starts with like like a crash out. I come home from like a really bad shift. I'm like a really bad shift. I'm tired. Everything's just annoying me, and like somebody asks me a question or just talks to me, and I just like I blow up. And or like, you know, like my mom, I came home from a really bad shift like a month ago. I was really stressed out, and like even right now, like I'm really stressed out because I got sick a few weeks ago, so I missed some school. And in one of my classes there's quite a bit of work every day. So I'm like still trying to catch up from that, and it's just like little bits of assignments, but it's still like they add up.
They add up for sure.
And it's like you can't like continue to miss like more school, because then it's just like an ongoing cycle, right? But I remember I kind of blew up on my mom. My parents are recently divorced, right? So I was coming home from a shift, and it's really hard to balance work life and you know like school life, home life, and social life. So sometimes I see my dad on the weekend, and you know she was like, "You gonna go over to Dad's house?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know." And I
give me a minute.
Give me a minute, and I like started bawling my eyes out, and then she was just asking me what's wrong, and I just long story short, I feel like communication is key.
Oh, yeah.
It's something I have a tough time with.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, for sure.
A lot of people do. But I feel like if you communicate with your loved ones and, people who can help you, like, they can help you.
Of course.
Definitely,
Yeah.
for sure. I feel like that kind of like also kind of goes into saying no as an answer. I feel like you're doing so much, and it's so hard to not always say yes to everything. Hangouts, people, jobs, opportunities, all these things. Do you have a hard time saying no?
Yeah, I was going to say I struggle with that.
Yeah, that is so honest and real.
Yeah. Yeah,
How do you like deal with that? Because I know it's hard, but you can't always say yes. And what advice would you give to people who cannot say no?
It's probably advice I should give to myself, honestly. Like,
it's easier said than done, always.
It
It's
is,
easier said than done.
I don't know, like, it sounds stupid, but sorry, but like just say no. Like, take a step back, take a breather, realize that you deserve a break, and that it's okay to need a break. It's okay to not want to or have to take on a ton of things at once.
100%.
Yeah.
Sure,
So it's like you deserve a break. Take a break, and that's what I should be telling myself because I need to take a break.
So
All right, Xandy, I'm gonna throw that right back at you.
I think everybody take a break.
Take a break.
Take
You
a
guys.
break.
Take a break. Take a break.
Take a break.
Take a break.
I love that, and I think that is so important because I feel like I say that after everything you say, but like it's true. Everything is so important.
for
But
sure.
this is so important because I think sometimes it's seen as so like selfish or like conceited. But it's like sometimes you just have to put yourself first. And I think that at our young age, it's so important to learn because I feel like as we get older, it just kind of gets lost.
Oh my
and then
gosh,
like you have kids or you get married, and then all of a sudden, you kind of get put on the back burner.
Right,
But
yeah.
as you're young, you have to understand that it's so important to put yourself first. I love you.
Yeah.
I love you for saying that.
Oh, thank you, Stav. I love you too.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, how do you deal with personal things, and how do you handle them to where they don't interfere with your school focus? How do you kind of compartmentalize and kind of take it all away and only be at school when you're at school, or like only be at home when you're at home? And how do you deal with it?
Oh, I don't know.
It's a little deep question.
It is a deep question.
Do you like kind of do that, or do you feel like you're just Xandy? You're just Xandy at school, you're just Xandy at work, or do you, like you talked about how you can be, when you're at work, you're professional. That's professional Xandy, like kind of,
Yeah, I'm professional. I'm professional, but I definitely have my silly side. You can ask anyone. But I don't know. I feel like I don't really like switch on and off like for school and for like work. I feel like, and like I guess like that's good and bad because like if my work life is consuming me, I'm gonna take that to school. I'm gonna take that home, and that stress is gonna be on my back. Same thing with school work. It's gonna affect my home life because I'm like always stressed. I'm tired, and it's just like it's even like with the work too. It's like I have so much work, but I'm exhausted. Like only getting 5.5 hours of sleep every night. Get your sleep.
Yes.
Get your sleep.
That's important.
You need to get your sleep. Both of you
and
get
eat
your
well.
You get your sleep.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Get your sleep, Iman. Get your sleep.
It's important. That is it is so detrimental when you're not sleeping. Like, I mean,
you can definitely feel the difference when you sleep and when you don't sleep.
I
detrimental.
am so exhausted right now. I actually wanted to bring up another point when we were talking about it earlier. You were talking about how like sometimes, a lot of people think like, oh, it's like selfish to put yourself first, like in this day and age, if you're not working, if you're not, even as a teenager. But I think like I'm agreeing with you.
Yes.
It is so important because, you said you worked freshman year, you worked at Pliables, and that's great. And you don't have a job now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do not.
That's so good. Sorry, I'm not trying to like.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
But like, I think it's so important to like also not let people just don't compare because. I love having my job. I love the work environment. My managers are great. But I also think like, it's it's good to not have a job too. It's like it's good to like let yourself be free because like you literally like you should be selfish. You should be selfish at this age.
Guys, we have our whole lives to work.
Yes,
we have our whole lives.
Yeah, and it's good to learn those skills and learn that, you know, learn those attributes for work. But, you know, it's good to take time for yourself and it's good to be selfish,
100%.
especially as a teenager.
So we spoke about stress a lot and going, you know, you do so much. Do you take time to relax? How do you do it? What advice would you give yourself in this situation if you don't?
I don't know. I take the time sometimes, whether that would be like spending time with my friends, like just sometimes like, you know, my friend and I, like we usually hang out every Friday. Try to. Yeah, that's also a good thing too. Like set a day aside. And like you guys said, it's okay to say no because sometimes, you know, my managers like to mess with me or one of my managers, he's awesome, he's great. But, you know, I took off Fridays for the home games and like all that stuff and just to have a day off. And, you know, sometimes you feel the pressure from everyone. To like work like, oh, like, you know, we need you on the stage, you know, which is fine, you know, but it's like, I made sure to take off at least Friday so I could have a set day to like relax, get what I need to get done, or like hang out with my friend, which is mostly what I do. We hang out like every Friday. I love her.
You know what? I should take that advice. You're teaching me something. And if you guys don't know, Xandy is literally one of the most smiley, kind people ever. She can be going through a lot, and she will make you feel like you're the only person there and that you're amazing.
Whenever she smiles, it literally
lights up the whole room.
It literally feels like a big hug, by the way.
I know you're always smiling, but sometimes, obviously, you go through things. You know, there's situations. What kind of helps you keep your smile up? Because you are honestly such an inspiration to people around you. Xandy always chooses kindness. If you guys don't know who she is, she's literally
joyful.
So amazing. She's literally a ray of sunshine.
No, you guys.
How do you do it? How do you do it?
Because, you know, some people have a hard time managing their anger or their emotional situation when they're going through things and they kind of let it out on other people. How do you manage to stay an amazing, kind person?
Oh my, no, first of all, like, you're literally so sweet. Actually, like, stop it right now. You have me cheesing. You guys have me cheesing. I definitely, I sometimes do take it out on people, which is not good of me, but, you know, I always, you know, try to communicate. I definitely try to be better at communicating. And, you know, it's something that you learn over the years with, you know, things. But, I don't know. I'm just myself, I guess. Like, people ask me, like, or they're just like at my job too. That's why I love my job. I love working with the customers. Like, I'm meant to work with people. I love working with people. Because
you're a people person.
Yes, I am. But they always tell me I have such a bubbly personality. I think I'm just like myself. I don't know. I know that's not like a clear answer.
No, but that is an answer. To be authentic.
Yeah.
That's an answer.
To be a genuine.
Xandy said be authentic.
Be authentic. Be authentic, guys.
Yeah. Just like be yourself, I guess.
Be yourself. We do have to end here. But thank you so much for sitting down and talking with us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
you've shared such valuable, supportive advice for all our listeners. Really, you have. Thank you so much.
It was truly an honor. And you guys always know where to find us at Life.Unfiltered Pod on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok now. Don't forget to reach out to us if you ever have any questions, if you want to be on the podcast, or you can just fill out the Google form. We are your co-hosts. I'm Riman Al-Kabati.
And Lauren Lewis.
And always remember to embrace the mess and live life unfiltered. Bye, guys.